Y'all, this season of Ready to Love just got a bunch of mess going on and no love, but let's get into it. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Brandon Yvonne channel. Of course, I'm your girl, Brandon Yvonne. Here on my channel, we do fun reviews, recaps, and discussions of all of our favorite shows. So, this video, like I said, we were talking Ready to Love. This is season 9, episode 11, titled Family Ties. Before we get into it, y'all, please do not hesitate to click that subscribe button. I'm trying to make sure I got everything right, y'all, because what video was it? I think it was the Bold and Bougie video, y'all. I had the wrong background. I had the Love and Marriage DC background. I was like, what happened? But I was too tired. I was just getting through it last night. Was that last night? Yeah, that was last night. And if you're a Bold and Bougie fan, go back and watch that review after you watch this one, of course. Also, like this video. I think we're like 20 subs from the next milestone. So, support the channel. We got to get it through this algorithm, y'all. Share the video where you like to share your content and comment down below, y'all. I could have been done did this review like an hour ago, but these Ready to Love people be trying to defend their name in these streets, and it's like it's really not that serious. For the cast of Ready to Love, let me just say this first and foremost: y'all don't do yourself a favor when y'all are constantly responding to tweets and things you see online that the fans say. You actually do better if you wouldn't say anything at all to try to clear up what we saw. Like, if you wouldn't blame it on the edit and try to say, no, it really went this way, not that way. Like, we don't need all that. Like, I know me personally, I don't need all that. I just want to watch the show. I'm just making jokes. Y'all ain't gotta take nothing I say personal. I'm just making jokes, thinking of stuff I want to say on the review. It ain't got nothing to do with y'all personally. And forgive me because I'm still dealing with this tooth issue from my attempted procedure the other day. Anyway, and my tooth starting to hurt right now. But I'm gonna get through this review. So my thing is, we don't care what y'all got going on and what the edit was and that. We just want to be entertained and see some black people fall in love and have hope that one day us as black single people, the ones that are single, can fall in love as well. We just want the hope and the dream of Ready to Love. But y'all be ruining it with all this mess y'all got going on in the background, all these leaked messages with Chaz and stuff, and Laron, he defending his honor every chance he get. Like, I'm just sick of it at this point. Alliances, sick of it, sick of it, sick of it. It's too much. I just want to watch the show. I just want to be entertained. Okay, now if it's something that's like you feel is really important, okay, I can see you trying to clear it up. My thing is, why don't you just go do an interview, clear it up on the reunion? But I know y'all film the reunion real early sometimes, so maybe you can't. Either clear it up on the reunion, or when you do your interviews, because y'all gonna do your interviews, clear it up in the interviews. But clearing it up every week when we say something on the internet is just getting old and tired. It really is getting old and tired for me. Okay. We just want to watch the show. Like I said, we not saying nothing personal to y'all. I probably will never meet any of y'all, okay, unless I'm in your city. I mean, I've been to Dallas. I ain't been in a long time. I don't have no reason to go, okay? Probably won't be going no time soon. I've been to Miami. I ain't seen y'all. Okay. I haven't been to DC yet, but I probably won't meet y'all. So it's fine. It's fine. I done been to Houston. I ain't met none of them Ready Love people. And I done been to Houston several times. That's like my third home away from home. Okay. Anyway, y'all, let's get into this review. I just needed to rant about that. All right. So all the ladies get together on Nephew Tommy's lounge. This is like the last ladies' lounge, I'm assuming. Nephew Tommy said, they got one more step. He wants the ladies to introduce the men to their family members, right? So, and then they're gonna come back and decide who's not ready to love. Which, in my opinion, I'm like, at this point, we got 4 women, 4 men. We don't really need to like eliminate anybody, right? But they end up not doing it anyway. If y'all hear some weird noises, y'all, it is like really a storm here in Northern California. I don't know why. I don't know what's happening because we've been having 70-something degree weather, and now we got a storm today. I'm not here for it, but anyway. So Meika, I think Meika was the first day we saw. She took Justin to meet her dad. Her dad looked like a smooth player. He looked like somebody I would see around where I live. Anyway, He seems like a nice man though. And so Meika is concerned with Justin. He's been single for like 3 years. She's concerned about him coming into her life, and she has the two kids and all that. The dad is saying like, are you ready for that? Like, these my girls, like you gotta treat them right. And so Justin was like that he ain't met nobody's dad in a long time. He felt like the dad wasn't really feeling him at first, but then eventually conversation developed, and um they both realized they both like fishing. Meika said maybe they can go fishing together sometime. Justin left, and Mika's dad said, he seems like a nice enough guy. He's like, I don't know about like, is he ready? He hasn't been in a relationship a long time. But Meika said, well, maybe, he's a little bit more mature now. Maybe he'll be ready. We'll see. Justin and Meika, I will say, I like the fact that they have fun together, and we see that on a date they have later on. And I appreciate that. Do I think they'll make it past the reunion? No. They'll probably be broken up by the reunion. I'm not trying to wish nothing bad on their relationship. I just don't see it like long term. But they look like they're having a good time, and they're here for a good time, not a long time. And I ain't mad at that. Sometimes you just need a little quick good time and not a long time sometimes. Okay. Not all, don't do it all the time, but sometimes, right? Anyway, I think the next day we see is our girl Vanessa meets with Chaz. She brings her sister. I cannot remember that sister's name right now to save my life. Anyway, what was that sister's name? Y'all drop it in the comments. I can't think of it. Anyway, so her sister came into town, and Chaz comes. Chaz said he's a little apprehensive about meeting the sister, even since the getaway. Chaz play all day. I'm sorry. Chaz and Patrice play all day on this show. Everybody play all day on this show. This season is play all day, not ready to love. So the sister said Dallas is not really for her. She's asking Chaz like about his social life. Did he be going out and stuff? He says he's more of a homebody. He got a dog, just him and his dog. She looked at Vanessa like, girl, did you talk about that? And Vanessa said they talked about it. Vanessa says she don't like animals like that. Basically, she don't got a problem with animals, but she says she just got time to take care of her kids and not nothing extra. I ain't mad at that girl. Sometimes I be seeing people got pets and I be wondering, and they struggling to take care of themselves and their kids, and I be wondering why they have a pet. But that's to each as they own. That ain't. I had to realize that's none of my business. So, um, they were talking. She's asking them about like their connection and stuff. And Vanessa says she wants to be loved out loud. Like she's ready to be loved out loud. Basically, she wants him to show it more. And so, sister is like, well, asking him like, okay, well, what other like, why aren't you showing it more? And he's like, no, I show her like she is like my number one. And she's like, okay, but you have other connections in this process. So Chad said he connected with 11 out of the, what did he say, 10 out of women out of the process, or 11 women out of the process? I think he said 11. He said he connected with 11 women out of this process, and they're like, the producer's like, it was only 10 women. And then he's like, no, it's 11, right? And he's like, I can't keep up with all these women. Exactly, Chaz. Then why are you adding people to your roster? Why? And so then he said, he's just, it's not his fault. He's trying to go through the process. He told the sister, Vanessa is my number one. He's like, well, actually, I do have somebody else who I'm also connecting with. So he was about to lie to the lady. I didn't catch it the first time I watched it, but the second time I watched it, I was like, oh, he was about to tell a bold-faced lie. Because now Patrice is your other connection. So then he said, yeah, I didn't expect to have all these connections. And Vanessa's like, you making it like you in this tornado of connections when really you're the one adding people to your plate. Like, it's on you. And that's my thing with Chaz. Like, you invited this connection with Patrice. You could have told Patrice, like, girl, you know what? It's too late in the game for that. But you are the one. Now I'm not mad at you playing the game because we want you to make it to the end. I wanted you to make it to the end with Vanessa. Now I don't think I do. Don't really care anymore. I don't know who's gonna make it to the end. I just want to get to the reunion at this point. But yeah, Chaz, we don't feel sorry for you. Anyway, so then the lady's like, and so he's just trying to plead his case, like, I show her, she's my one, I show her this and that, I might do stuff for the other ladies, I do stuff for her. So Vanessa's like, okay, but did you text all the ladies at the retreat good morning text? And he's like, yeah, I did, but he tried to clear it up. So the sister's like, you seem like a pretty smart man. Like, come on. And so she was like, you are missing how simple this is. Like, she just wants to be showed she's number one. Vanessa saying, like, I understand you have connections and stuff. I just want to be sure that, like, what you're saying to me is genuine to me, and that you're, making that time for me, stuff she's been saying. So Vanessa and the sister go outside. Chaz left. Chaz is not sure still about Vanessa. The sister said, he's a nice guy, but he definitely seems like he's being manipulative. Like, he wants all the ladies to feel like they're his number one. That's exactly what he's doing. And I'm so glad Vanessa's sister clocked Chaz. I was like, yes, that's exactly what he's doing. He's definitely being manipulative, and he definitely wants all the ladies to feel like they are his number one. That's what he's doing. He's trying to act like he don't know what's wrong and what's going on, and he's in a whirlwind of connections. Please stop, sir. Please stop. Anyway, yeah, he can get in the comments and explain it. I don't care. Go on, Chaz. I don't care. You'd have had enough smoke this week anyway, between them other channels. Anyway, um, okay, so then we also see Patrice go on a date with Alonzo and her brother, don't remember his name. And then she also takes Chaz on a date with that same brother. I thought it was a different brother, but I think it's the same brother, and her mom to meet Chaz. And I find it interesting that Patrice would introduce Chaz to her mom and brother, but just Alonzo to the brother. I was like, I mean, was the mom too busy for Alonzo, or Patrice knows she can't play around with that mama and present Alonzo, but she could definitely present Chaz, because we're not, let's be honest. If we look at Chaz and we look at Alonzo, who seems like they have it together and they're more serious, who would be the more appropriate choice based on physical things, stability, seriousness, maturity, that kind of thing, right? But I mean, Alonzo is proven to be a good guy. I'm surprised he made it this far in the process. But I kind of felt bad for Alonzo, because I feel like Patrice is just kind of low key using him. That's what it's kind of giving. But I feel like Alonzo is at least having growth in this process, and that's all we can hope for, really, right? So with the brother, the brother is like, oh, he remind me of me. And the brother was giving Alonzo, I was like, that Alonzo and that brother look like they could be friends or related, right? They have the same vibe, right? Same aesthetic. And Patrice has that same aesthetic as well. So the brother's like, the brother's like MA, what y'all call it, an MMA fighter? Anyway, um, and so Alonzo's like, oh, a fighter. Okay, got it. And so he's asking Alonzo, so what do you see a future with her? He's like, yeah, I'm just a go with the flow person. I want to see where it goes. So he's like, okay, so, if y'all get married or whatever, what you think of a house, an apartment? Alonzo's like, oh, we could buy a house and see what happens, go with the flow. If we want to go buy a house, we could, we can just get a house and see what happens. I was like, Alonzo, when you buy a house, you're not just seeing what happens. Like, you're not just throwing it up in the air, tossing a coin when you buy a house. Like, that's not how that works. So the brother was like, you being goofy right now. So he clocked him. And then he was like, this is serious. And Patrice told him it's serious. Buying a house, finances is serious. And so he asked him what he liked about Patrice. And he's like, she's the whole table. She's this, she's that, and he's like, okay, you could say all that, but, we got to really see it, prove it kind of thing. The brother's like, child, he don't know, because Alonzo is just as unserious as him. So anyway, the brother asked about his family and his relationship with his dad. And so he said he did have a stepdad around, but he didn't have too many like good moments with him, I guess. And he said he couldn't even get used to even calling him dad. He said he had accidentally called the stepfather dad one time, and he said, would you call me? Like, don't ever call me that again. And so he said that moment always stuck with him. And he looked like he was about to get emotional. The lady came with his drink, and he's like, oh, right on time. I just felt so bad for him when he told that story. Like, even if you're not somebody's real dad, like, is it going to kill you to let him call you dad? Like, that was heartbreaking. And you could tell it affects Alonzo. And so, the brother, understood where he was coming from with that story. And so, I think at some point Alonzo left, and so the brother was like, "Yeah, I can see a lot of him in me," and it's just like all that being unserious, like people get tired of that. And I think he told Alonzo that in a moment too. And so he said, "I can see how he could be a good fit for you, but is he for real? Is he serious?" So then, like I said, the next day, across town, the same day, I don't know, the same restaurant. No, I don't think it's the same restaurant. Patrice is introducing Chaz to her mom and her brother. The mama asking, like, where you got money? You wealthy? What you do? He said, all these businesses. She said, okay, that's good. And then, they're asking, like, what do you like about Patrice? He likes the fact that, when he had his moment in the house, she came to him and she prayed with him and he appreciated that. He felt like Vanessa kind of judged him and looked at him a certain way. Now, one thing Chaz did in this scene, and I think he did it like twice, that I really, really despise, was he kept comparing Vanessa and Patrice. You don't need to bring up Vanessa to Patrice's mama and brother and say what Vanessa didn't do. Like that's doggish, and that's just wrong. That's just wrong to me. You could separate the two. You could have just said, you know what, when I was going through what I was going through with my fake tears in the house, Patrice was the only one who really was showed up for me and prayed for me. Like that's all you need to say. You don't need to say who didn't and all that. Like, ugh. And something else he said in the confessional that he felt like he didn't get from Vanessa, he got from Patrice. Like, you don't need to compare the two, especially in front of Patrice's family. I just felt like that was wrong. And just giving Patrice more ammo. Luckily, we didn't see Patrice like throw it back in Vanessa's face, because I don't think Patrice is that type of woman. But you just never know, because Patrice is playing the game, honey. Anyway, um, they asked Chaz about his family. He says he has four brothers, no, three brothers. His parents been together 47 years, married 47 years. He's not that close to his brothers. He's more close to his friends. And the brothers like, y'all got something going on? And he's like, no, we just grew in different directions and that's it. So the family really liked him. Mama really loved Chaz. The brother was like, might be concerned with his family, but they said, Chaz is a good fit for Patrice. Patrice, she still feels in a dilemma. She doesn't know which way to go. All right, girl, you put yourself in that dilemma, but okay, girl. Anyway, then we see Mya going on a date with Laron. Now, Mya, I think her mom called her, and so let me go back. I missed this point. Chaz said he felt like he got the soul food from Patrice's family, and he didn't get that with meeting Vanessa's family. That was the other thing he said, and I was like, that was not the point of this situation, getting soul food. Like, what are you talking about? Anyway, so like I said, Mya's supposed to be introducing her mom to Laron. I know she's glad she didn't. But mama called and said, girl, I got too much to do. I'm busy. Sorry, get somebody else to do it. So mama didn't come. Now, Mya shares with us in the confessional that, she's kind of irritated with Laron because her and Laron met up at the club outside the process, which they're not supposed to do. And he saw her talking to some guy. She said she wasn't giving the guy her number. I'm here. I heard a different version of this, y'all. Anyway, let me stick to what we saw. And he started going off and calling her all kind of B words and things like that. Now, for me, I wouldn't have even met up with him. Like, sorry, let me call you producers. I'm eliminating. Let me meet with Tommy, nephew Tommy. I can't be on the show no more because you got one time to call me on my name. You got one time. I cannot stand when men call women B words. I don't care if it's directly to me. I don't care if you're referring to other people. I don't care. Like, it's just nasty. I don't really like it too much when women call each other that, but I could, like, that's okay. I get that in a fun way. But men, just all that B this, no, don't like it. Don't like it. So Mya asked him, like, okay, she told him, like, mama not coming because she busy. She's like, okay, but when you be drinking and stuff, like, do you get angry and stuff? You getting possessive? And he was like, no, like, that's not it. I'm sorry. He's like, I just didn't like what I saw. And he said in a confessional, like, they asked him, like, does Mya saying you called her out her name? And he's like, yeah, because I saw her talking to the guy, and, I didn't want to be no simp, and she was trying to disrespect me and all this stuff. No, LaRon. Nope, 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 nope. So she was like, she's dealt with guys that have been, her family has even seen her deal with guys who have been verbally, aggressive or abusive, whatever term you want to use, and, been in bad situations. She also grew up with a lot of like, foul language and, that kind of toxicity. So she don't want to be in that situation. She wants to be in peace. And he said he apologized and he gonna do better moving forward. She's like, yeah, you can show me, you can tell me, but you definitely gotta show me. And she said she's just really irritated at this point. And you can tell she's very irritated. And he was like, it's not like it's been more than one offense. It only happened one time. It only takes one time. It really only takes one time, LaRon. And you can get in these comments. We already discussed it. I've already heard his side at length. But either way, I don't like it. Anyway, yeah, so we go next week look like they're gonna get into it anyway. So this is all just stupid at this point, y'all. It's just stupid. Anyway, so Maya's irritated with LaRon. Moving on, then I think we see Meika and Justin meet up. She had on like a green dress on. Justin liked. He called her baby bop. That was funny. And so then he was saying like, he's the type of guy that needs his space. He hopes whoever he's with can respect that. And she's like, okay, but I don't think we should be going 4 to 6 hours at a time without hearing from each other. He's like, are you clingy? And she's like, no, like I just think that communication is important. She said that like she's really ready for the relationship stuff, but she doesn't want to rush him basically. And so he said, once we get, six, he feels like we're going at a good pace. First of all, let me say that. And he feels like when they get further along, like 6 to 8 months, yeah, he knows she needs that communication. He will provide that. And so, I think she likes the fact that he can joke with her, and he kind of, I don't want to say he fully softened her up, but he kind of did like crack her shell a little bit. And he made a joke about that, saying that, like, I got you to crack and all this stuff. And so she's like, I'm not saying that. And they hugged it out. Like I said, I see them getting to the bridge, but I don't see them really at the reunion like that. But I will say we did see another side of Meika because Justin brought out that other side we weren't seeing. This is the only person we saw her really light up and smile for. So I ain't mad at that. Then we see Vanessa Chaz go on a date, y'all. And we also see Patrice and Alonzo go on a solo date as well. So let's talk about Vanessa and Chaz. So Chaz said, he still hasn't made up his mind. He still feels the type of way. He's like calling Vanessa a goddess. He likes the blue dress she had on. And Vanessa always looks very pretty to me. And so anyway, he was like, okay, what did your sister say about me? She's like, she said you're manipulative. So he's like, manipulative? Like, what? He didn't like that. And she was like saying that you're a very smart man, like it's very simple. And so she said, you're showing me this stuff, but you're showing everybody else this stuff. And he's like, yeah, I've done everything for you and them, but like I bought them one bouquet of roses, I bought you two, which we did see that. I bought them gifts, but I bought you all gold. I did this for them, but I did this for you. I was like, oh, stop it, Chaz. So then she was like saying, my thing is, I don't know if I can get past all the other things that happened. She was saying, like, it seems like I like you more than you like me. He's like, no, that's some BS. Like, no, I just, when I'm in your presence, I just worship you. Like, what are you saying? I was like, oh no, he definitely lying and gaslighting. Oh no, Vanessa, don't fall for that. When the man start talking like all that, I cannot buy it. Cannot buy it. He definitely is selling a bunch of bull crap. So then he's like, yeah, I just want to be in your, he put his hands under the table and attempted to hold her hands, and she held hands with him under the table. He's like, give me your hands. He's like, yeah, I just want to, she's like, oh, you just want to be in the moment. He's like, yeah, I just want to be in your aura. I just want to aura all around you. And you just so beautiful and all this. I was like, oh, please stop, sir. Stop. So then she was like, looking at him, all like, okay, Chaz. And she's like, they seem to have these issues when they're in public. I'm like, girl, y'all got issues in private and public. But anyway, she's like, basically she just wants him to narrow it down to make a decision. And we can't be mad at her. Like, this next week we going to the bridge and we singing the theme song. So you need to wrap it up, Chaz. Like, make this decision already. So anyway, Chaz said his confessional, like, Vanessa wants me to make a decision and narrow it down, and it's bittersweet because I still haven't made my decision yet. But he made her think in the moment there, like, he did say, I'm pretty sure he said, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but then he say in that moment, like, you are my top, you my top. Like, you lying. Chaz, stop lying. Anyway, next day, like I said, we see is Patrice and Alonzo. They go to some bar and learn some country 1-2 step, because Patrice said Alonzo's a good dancer and she wanted to, put him to the test with the moves. And so she did talk to him after the instructor left. And I didn't know what Alonzo was wearing, first of all, but the hat looked good on you, sir. That's all I can give you. Anyway, she said that, well, first of all, he brought up the whole thing with the house and how, Patrice was really checking on Chaz, and he felt kind of left out, like he was chopped liver. And she's like, oh no, I don't want you to feel that way. That man was crying and I wanted to support him. But I don't, you didn't need me at the time, but I didn't want you to feel left out. Girl. So anyway, he's like, yeah, I'm glad I could have that talk with you. I'm glad we have that going on. And so she's like, yeah, I just want to, I just want to know what are your intentions for me, basically, I think she asked. And so he said, I just want to get to know you better and learn how you communicate and not just listen, but listen to understand. And she's like, yeah, like sometimes I get to have a tantrum. Like, I want you to come after me and ask me what's wrong. And so he's like, okay, I could do that. I'm receiving that. And they just basically said how they're really open with each other and they can communicate. And Patrice feels like, she has that fun time with Alonzo, but then with Chaz, he's more ready. So she still doesn't know. Anyway, girl, bye. So all the ladies go to the women's lounge. So we have Mya, Meika, Patrice, and Vanessa go meet up with Nephew Tommy. Nephew Tommy said we ain't going to worry about who's not connected with who, because at this point, we at the end of the road. He said, tell me about all your dates. So Vanessa tells Nephew Tommy how her sister thought that Chaz was being manipulative. Patrice tells Nephew Tommy about her 2 dates, about how Alonzo was being unserious and the brother, could relate to him and he saw how he was. And she said the family really liked Chaz and all that stuff. They kept showing Vanessa's face. Production, quit playing with Vanessa. And then Meika talks about Justin and how she's not sure if he's ready because he hasn't been in a relationship in a long time. But her dad said, they might go fishing together. Then Mya talked about how her mama didn't come. And Nephew Tommy was like, oh, you could have called me. Nephew Tommy, we didn't have time to call you in that moment, sir. And speaking of Nephew Tommy, why was he singing that song in the beginning? I was like, Nephew Tommy, what is this? Anyway, so Mya proceeds to tell the story, but you could tell she was holding back information. Because Nephew Tommy kept having to say, okay, but what did he say? What did he say? Because she said she didn't want to say they met up outside of the process, because you ain't supposed to do that. So she was like, yeah, last time I encountered Laron, he was just using some foul language I didn't really like. So Nephew Tommy's like, well, what happened? She's like, we met up at an event. And, he saw me talking to a guy and he didn't like that. And he just used some language I didn't like. And so Nephew Tommy's like, well, you keep telling me, like, what did he say to you? What did he say to you? She's like, he just used some language I didn't like. And I don't, want to be in a situation where someone's being, mean and not handling me with care. And so Nephew Tommy's like, can any of the other ladies attest to that? So Meika says she could. And based on the version of the story I heard, that adds up. um, I fully believe Mya in this situation. First of all, let me say that. I don't like no man. No, don't call no woman out their name. Do not do that. Anyway, but Mya definitely was not. She was using her words carefully. Okay, you could tell in the scene she was using her words carefully. Anyway, Nephew Tommy said, you know what? At this point, we're not going to eliminate nobody, which I figured was going to happen, right? Because it's not like it's uneven at this point. And so he said, we're not going to send anybody home. he said, I'm gonna give you ladies one more chance. And the ladies like, oh yeah, we need more time to figure this out. And he said, I'm gonna invite all of you guys to Nephew Tommy's barbecue next week. And then we're gonna get this figured out. And I said, it's too late for this dang barbecue, Nephew Tommy. It's too late. Let's get to the bridge already. Anyway, we got to get down to this barbecue. I think he did something similar in Miami for one of the seasons. I remember they did like a little brunch right before the bridge stuff. That's when Katie and Swayze stormed off. So I guess. And so I guess next week the men are going to introduce the ladies to their family members, right? And so the lady, Nephew Tommy said, telling the ladies the different things they got to figure out. Patrice got to figure out if she wants Alonzo or Chaz. Vanessa has to figure out what Chaz got going on. And Nephew Tommy said he thinks Chaz is just in his head too much about it. Meika got to get reassurance from Justin, and Mya, you got to figure out if you can deal with what Laron, was behavior, what he was doing. Okay, so anyway, next week, hopefully, I think is the finale. Next week is the finale. That's what they said in the preview. We got to do this barbecue, and then we're going to get down to the bridge. Y'all let me know y'all predictions. I don't think Mya and Laron are going to make it to the bridge based on that preview. The only one I'm not sure about is what direction Patrice and Chaz are going to go in. That's the one I'm not sure about. I think, based on the previews, I'm thinking that Chaz is going to go with Vanessa and Patrice is going to go with Alonzo, is what I think. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Who you think will say yes and who you think will say no. I think Justin will say yes. They was making it look like Meika was gonna say no in the previews. I think she's gonna say yes. I feel like Chaz gonna pull a reverse Uno and say no to everybody. Anyway, y'all, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And also shout out to all the ladies, for all the lady YouTubers for Women's History Month. My girl Shayna McD, she shouted out all the female YouTubers that she supports. So check out her channel and check out her list of other dope female YouTubers to support over there. Okay, we have Miss Kira Speaks. Make sure you guys subscribe to her channel. We got the Bells Perspective. We have so many different channels we have to support, y'all. So make sure y'all go support those channels over there. Like I said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will talk to y'all again very soon. Bye.